It's the third week of February 2015. Hello and welcome to the Big Wobble. Wow, what a week we have had. NASA started the week off by predicting record cold for the northeast of the US. If they only knew the half. Outgoing senior Obama advisor John Podesta listed his biggest regret: depriving the American people the truth about UFOs. The clip you are watching is a feeble attempt by me to film my own UFO. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu urges Jews to leave Europe. Dangerous cold grips the northeast of the US.
Despite being bundled up, it's impossible for New Yorkers to ignore the frigid temperature this morning. They haven't felt a day this cold in 21 years. A polar vortex has brought historic cold to the eastern United States.
CIA chiefs fear hostile nations are trying to manipulate the world's weather. Who are they kidding? It's common knowledge the US have been trying to manipulate the weather since Vietnam. A big magnitude 6.7 quake just east of the crippled nuclear plant Fukushima puts experts on edge. A plethora of large aftershocks leave the area shaking. A minor tsunami hit northern Japan on Tuesday after the magnitude 6.7 quake struck off the same coast as the 2011 disaster. 7 people died and another 1,000 were evacuated as a result of powerful downpours that drenched the central Argentine province of Cordoba over the weekend. 1 person remains missing. More brutal cold for the Americans.
Right now, a state of emergency remains in effect for Kentucky. The National Guard is also on standby.
Yeah, the storm hit hard just south of greater Cincinnati, but even around here, just about anywhere, everyone is still trying to dig out a bit. WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick.
Another eruption in Russia. A strong explosion occurred from the Russian volcano on Paramushir Island last week, producing an ash plume that rose 25,000 feet into the sky. A very bright fireball was seen over New York, Ohio and Pennsylvania on Tuesday and was captured by 3 NASA cameras. Sinkhole swallows snowplow. Nearly 100,000 Georgia customers remain without power as workers work to clear down trees and power lines after ice storms hit the southeast of the US. Four years after a tsunami heavily damaged the Fukushima nuclear plant, contaminated water continues to pour into the Pacific Ocean, experts claim. Record-breaking cold will hit Chicago on Thursday, experts claimed. The worst of winter is yet to arrive. With dangerous temperatures, frostbite can set in within minutes, experts warned. The deadly lyssavirus bat infections spike in sick and dying bats spark health concerns in Australia. And just in case anybody didn't notice, top scientists forecast a repeat of the 1600s mini ice age. If you think this winter was bad, well, it would be a walk in the park. Boston has had more snow than Alaska this winter. The latest snowfall pushed Boston to its highest monthly total on record. 11 people, most of them women, were killed and another 30 injured in North Korea when earth they were ploughing collapsed beneath them. Hot ash clouds from Mount Cinnabon led to fires in Sukamaraya village, Karo Regency, North Sumatra on Wednesday night. Australia under the cosh. Two massive cyclones batter northern Australia. Severe tropical cyclone Lam and tropical cyclone Marcia make landfall on Thursday. Cyclone Marcia is thought to be the strongest ever to hit Oz. I did promise large quakes this week. We had 6 magnitude 6+ quakes. More reports on the cold.
Hey Dan, well it might look pretty out here, but I tell you, it's painful. This is the kind of cold where no matter how many layers you put on, you still feel it, and it's the same across much of the eastern half of the country.
From icicle-covered New England to the beaches of South Florida.
Yet another magnitude 6+ quake in the vicinity of Fukushima. That's what they are saying. Life-threatening cold.
Good morning, everybody. I'm TJ Holmes.
And I'm Rena Ninen with the top stories on this Thursday, February 19th. More than half the country gripped by life-threatening cold. 200 million Americans bracing for the coldest air in decades, with at least 25 states under wind chill warnings and advisories, all the way down to the Florida Keys. Some records could be shattered that were set back in the 1800s.
A harrowing and terrifying experience. Cyclone Marcia upgraded to Category 5 with wind speeds of nearly 200 miles per hour. Tens of thousands of Australians warned to take shelter after the huge storm unexpectedly intensified. Astronomers are puzzling over a comet that passed insanely close to the sun. It should have disintegrated in the fierce heat. Instead, it has emerged intact and is actually brightening. I don't know, of course, but that could be a hell of a lot bigger than they're saying it is. The third magnitude 6+ quake in the vicinity of stricken nuclear plant Fukushima struck this week. Incredibly, 276 quakes or aftershocks have occurred around Japan just this week. It's not a question of if, but when. Floods are expected as a super tide is set to surge onto the UK coast in the next 48 hours. Bad weather is thought to accompany the surge. And finally, we leave you with the topic of the week, the Siberian Express. They say next week is going to be even colder. So let's spare a thought for our American friends in these difficult times. Thanks for watching.